Pronounce the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. Thank you so much for being here today. Just a heads up before we start. I'm actually on call today, so if I have to leave to answer a call, Sister Sharmini, who's also here, will take over and facilitate our session. So just before we start, invoking Bhagavan in each and every one of us, his presence here, and thanking him for the opportunity for giving us this platform where we can meet every Tuesday, spread positivity, spread kindness. This is also an opportunity where Bhagavan actually speaks to us very personally during the session through either questions posed by anyone who is in the room or through the presentation, and thanking Bhagavan for that as well. Okay. Salam everyone, let's go ahead with our presentation from our group. Okay, so we from group 2, we were given Namavali number 2 and number 6. So the second Namavali is Om Śri Sāi Satya Svarūpāya Namaḥ. May I invite anyone from group 2 who's here today to help me read the passage?
Sairam,
Sairam, Sister Gita.
I will read the passage.
Thank you, Sister. Go ahead.
Vikala abadhyam satyam. Truth remains unchanged in the 3 dimensions of time, past, present, and future. This is a Sanskrit saying that Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba repeatedly quotes in his discourses. He also says, the creation emerges from truth and merges back into truth. Is there a place in the cosmos where truth does not exist? Visualize this pure and unsullied truth. Truth is God, and God is truth. A profound statement that encapsulates the very essence of the divine. But how can we come to realize this divine truth? Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba has manifested as the embodiment of formless truth, guiding us on this spiritual journey. He chose the name Satya, which means truth, highlighting his role as the personification of this fundamental principle. Seeking truth goes beyond mere intellectual understanding. It involves living in harmony with the principles of honesty, integrity, and love. As we align our thoughts and actions with these principles, we slowly awaken to the divine reality that resides within us. Ultimately, through devotion to Satya, we can peel back the layers of illusion and connect with the profound, unchanging truth that is God, experiencing the divine nature that permeates all existence. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba came among us and blessed us with his darshan, sight, sparshan, touch, and sambhashan, conversation, to help us achieve the profound understanding that truth is our own true self, and to experience the highest bliss from this realization. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba embodies this bliss and constantly reminds us that we are also this absolute, the eternal, the one truth without a second.
Okay, thank you, Sister Gita. Okay, so let's go back to the passage here. As you can see, the word truth is actually repeated multiple times. And Swami starts off saying, truth remains unchanged in the 3 dimensions of time, which is past, present, and future. Truth remains unchanged in the three dimensions of time, past, present, and future. And then he goes on to say, the creation emerges from truth and merges back into truth. Is there a place in the cosmos where truth does not exist? Visualize this pure and unsullied truth. And again, at the bottom part of the passage where I've highlighted, says here that Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba has manifested as the embodiment of formless truth, guiding us on this spiritual journey. He chose the name Satya, which means truth, highlighting his role as the personification of this fundamental principle. And then in the second passage here, says, seeking truth goes beyond mere intellectual understanding. It involves living in harmony with the principle of honesty, integrity, and love. As we align our thoughts and actions with these principles, we slowly awaken to the divine reality that resides within us. And ultimately, through devotion to Satya, we can peel back the layers of illusion and connect with the profound, unchanging truth that is God, experiencing the divine nature that permeates all existence. And in the final passage, says here that Bhagavan came amongst us and granted us his darshan, sparshan, and sambhashan to help us achieve the profound understanding that truth is our true self and to experience the highest bliss from this realization. Swami also reminds us that he embodies this bliss and constantly reminds us also that this is absolute, eternal, and one truth without second. So as you can see here, dear brothers and sisters, that the word truth is apparently the key word throughout the entire passage. Just as the second Namavali says, Om Śri Sāi Satya Svarūpāya Namaḥ, which means that the very form of truth itself is Swami. And in one of Swami's discourse, he has, I think it was during his birthday celebration, I can't remember which birthday celebration, but he openly told everyone, some of you think that this Sai Baba is a 6-foot person with in the orange robe. That's not Sai Baba, he said. This is just but his physical form. But he says, Swami is Sarva Antaryami. The one without the second, the one encompassing everything. And so, the question comes back to, what is truth? What does this passage here means when it says truth again and again and again? So, yeah, so what is truth based on the passage? Let's open this up to everyone from different groups or even from group 2. You can choose to unmute yourself and then just share your opinion or your thoughts on the word truth, which was repeatedly used in the passage.
I think to me, truth is what Swami is indicating is the supreme consciousness, which is always there, which is there, and which will be there. And he says that the creation started from truth and merges back into the truth. Means like the Maya comes and you feel that this is the word and this is the truth, but actually it is not the truth, and it merges back into the absolute truth. So this is what, to me, it's understand that truth is something. It's not like what we speak and what we see, but what is absolute truth. As it said, it's beyond present, past, and future is the same. So it means there's the only thing which remains all the time, and that is the supreme consciousness which Swami has manifested himself for us in this world. So to me, it is that is the only truth which, because everything changes with the time and place and everything, but is the only thing which will be constant. It's the substratum of all the creations, of all the manifestations, and that is the truth which he's talking about. Saira.
Thank you, Brother Manoj. Brother Manoj says truth is supreme consciousness itself, which is timeless. And this reminds me of one of Swami's name in the Namavali, which describes him as timeless. Can anyone share that the name of Swami, which describes him as timeless, which is the birth time?
Kalatitaya Namaḥ.
Yeah, Om Śri Sāi Kalatitaya Namaḥ. Thank you, Brother Manoj. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it also describes Swami, that he transcends time. So to come back to that truth, we can also say that truth is Swami, not the physical, conceptualized way of us using our human mind to decipher what Swami means, but Swami as it is. And one of the brothers in a recent satsang said that Swami has said very simply, in just 3 words, about when people ask him, who are you, Bhagavan? Who are you, Swami? To dignitaries and people from different parts of the world. And he says very simply that, come, experience me. So you can only experience Bhagavan, and that's his invitation to each and every one of us here today. Okay, so anyone else has perhaps a different way of relating to this word truth?
Saira.
I am ready.
I think truth is like referring to the teachings and also the principles about life. So it is the teaching and the principle that is permanent, everlasting, how do you say, eternal, and that is truth. So the purpose of us coming to be born is what is the purpose? So unless we find the truth, the teachings, the true teachings, and the principle of our life. So Swami come here actually to show us the way and telling us about truth. For example, does God exist? Yes, for us we know God exists, but many people in the world doesn't believe that. Right? Many of us have experienced, but there are also many who haven't experienced it. Right? But the truth is, there is God. Right? And then we also come to know like consciousness is God. We know, but how many of us have experienced that? Not yet. Some maybe have a taste of it. Right? So, and Baba said, come and experience me. Can we say, you come, you experience me? That's simple? I don't think so. Swami said, experience from what I know, or what I experience, is a divine experience. That he is beyond human. The experience I have with Swami is beyond human, beyond master. So that is talking about experience. But these people who come and experience Baba, it's already divine view. It's already divine view. Because time for him to go, what you call, upward or forward or towards self-realization already. So that he will bring you to another level. So it's up to us to seek and to practice our sadhana to reach that level. Right? Sairam.
Thank you, Brother James. So Brother James mentioned more of the path, the path of it being truth, and also the knowledge that Swami has come to share with us. So that's also a part of truth. Okay, anyone else?
Sairam, brother.
Sairam, Brother Rama.
I tend to feel when you relate truth and when you want to amplify it, you would like to refer to this quote, not quote, this tenet, Aham Brahmansi. Aham Brahmansi means I am an eternal spiritual being, the soul. It means I am Brahma and you are one with Brahma. That is the truth. So you are connecting yourself to what is in you that cannot be denied. And that is associating yourself with God, the divine principle. So whenever you say that, you're literally saying that you're divine. And that's the truth. And there are so much of literature on this, and so many versions, gurus are talking about it, trying to get the reality of it, to uncover the unreal and to get to the real. And the bottom line is, Aham Brahmasi. I am Brahma. So that was me. That's what I feel truth is. But it is very much to what Brother Manoj has said on when he brings in the super consciousness, which is undeniable. So I'm taking it from like a micro analysis, and his is like macro analysis. The micro analysis is dealing with the individual on what is the truth. The macro analysis is the superconscious, which is the entire creation. Sairam, brother.
Sairam, Brother Rama, thank you for sharing. So as you can see, dear brothers and sisters, just from one word, truth, there can be various understandings, but it all points out to the same thing, right? It all points out to you. Sairam, Sister Rajesh, go ahead.
Truth is very powerful. A person who is practicing truth and who is following the truth is a very strong person. And no one can defeat the truth. It is permanent, very strong, energetic, and his one-pointedness, very strong. People who practice this, they are very strong. Wherever they may be, whatever may be they are doing, it is very strong. So you can't change the truth. It is always there, permanent. Sairam.
So Sister Rajesh is speaking about more like an extension or like an extension of the dharmic or righteousness part of truth, where once you are righteous, as you can, right, the artha, kama, and then dharma, and then finally you move from dharma, you move to moksha. So from righteousness, you move to moksha. So Sister Rajeshwari is right that we also move in terms of our righteousness. And Swami has multiple times mentioned in all the Vahinis actually about the importance of dharmic roles, dharmic responsibilities. That's one of the Swami's uniqueness compared to other divine entities which has taken form on the planet. So Swami's way is very simple. Be where you are, do what you're doing, but just purify your life, spiritualize every part of your life. And that is also a very important part of truth. So thank you, Sister Rajeshwari, for bringing that up. Okay, now let's move to the questions. Since now we are all experts on truth. The first question is, how will I practice the principle of honesty, integrity, and love to help me awaken to the divine reality of my true self? And the second question is, the name suggests that we live the truth every day of our life. What are the challenges in expressing this ideal in today's world? The first question is, how will I practice the principle of honesty, integrity, and love to help me to awaken or realize the divinity within me? And the second question is, how do we live this truth? Just as Sister Rajeshwari mentioned just now, right? Like to be one-pointedness, focused, and fearlessness, and go all the way out for the truth that you, for the Satya, you know. And so what are the challenges in expressing this idea in today's world? Very interesting. What are the challenges? A lot of challenges. I think now as I'm reading this question, I'm sure you all have multiple challenges in your mind, in your life as well. Okay. So let's watch this video and understand what is truth from the Advaitic perspective.
Imagine this, the universe, everything you see, feel and think about is all one, not separate, not divided, just one infinite reality. What if I told you that the separation we see around us is nothing more than an illusion? This is the essence of Advaita Vedanta, the ancient Indian philosophy of non-duality, which holds the key to understanding the ultimate truth of existence. Intrigued? Let's dive in. Advaita Vedanta is a profound school of thought within Hindu philosophy, which teaches that there is no real separation between the individual self and the ultimate reality. It literally means non-dualism, suggesting that all diversity and plurality we perceive are ultimately one. Think of it like a drop of water merging into the ocean. The drop loses its individual identity but becomes one with the vastness of the ocean. In the same way, we are not separate from the universe but are fundamentally one with it. At the heart of Advaita Vedanta are three key concepts: non-duality, Brahman, and Atma. Let's break them down. Non-duality means that the ultimate truth is one. There is no two, no separation. The distinctions we see are due to ignorance or Maya, the illusion that veils the true nature of reality. Brahman, as we've discussed in the previous video, is the ultimate, infinite, unchanging reality. It's beyond time, space, and form. The Upanishads describe Brahman as Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss. Atma, on the other hand, is the innermost self, the essence of who you are. Advaita Vedanta teaches that Atma is not different from Brahman. The true self is not limited by the body, mind, or ego. Realizing this truth is the path to liberation or moksha. The roots of Advaita Vedanta can be traced back to the ancient Upanishads, which are part of the Vedic scriptures. But it was the 8th century philosopher Adi Shankaracharya who structured and popularized it. So Shankaracharya traveled across India, debating scholars and spreading the message of non-duality. His works, like the Brahma Sutra Bhashya and Vivek Chudamani, continue to inspire spiritual seekers around the world. Today, Advaita Vedanta remains a cornerstone of Hindu philosophy and has influenced countless spiritual traditions and thinkers. It teaches us that the ultimate goal of life is to realize our true nature as one with the divine. So, if you've ever wondered about the true nature of reality or felt a longing to discover the deeper essence of life, Advaita Vedanta offers profound insights. It's more than just a philosophy. It's a guide to experiencing oneness with the universe. Stay tuned as we explore.
Okay, so this is a basic understanding of Advaita Vedanta. It's not, of course, it's as simple as this, but again, there's always an intellectual understanding and experiential understanding. And intellectual understanding is when you understand something from the concept of, just by the mere concept of it, by the mere intellectual capacity of the mind. But the experience of it is indescribable. That's what Brother James, the word Brother James likes to use, transcendental. So the word, the experience of it, it has to be a part of your reality. This truth has to be the part of your waking life. And so a lot of us do a lot of things for us to cultivate this awareness, or this form of being, this form of existence in our life. Some, we have the different parts of the karma, bhakti, jnana, prema, so many types of, yoga, but the main four limbs. And we all have our preferences, but ultimately it all leads to the same truth, the truth that you are one with the universe, as this video ended quite correctly at. You are one with the universe, and the separation is a mere illusion. And if there's any form of separation in your mind, it's only because of the conceptualized thinking and the indoctrination that people have put into your mind once you took your first breath in a human body. That is why Swami always says that when once you take a human birth, it is life with bondage, because you already have that bondage or the limitation of the body. And so because of that limitation of the physical body that you have, then because the body needs sustenance, so then you are bonded to the environment, you're bonded to so many things to keep your sustenance as you complete your task or fulfill your purpose on this planet. So to say that being human is I can achieve a complete liberation, Swami says it's not right, it's not completely true, because as long as you are with the body, there's no ultimate liberation for you. So it's a liberation with a condition. Now let's move on to...
Imagine this, the universe.
Okay. So we asked this question 1 and 2 to our group members, and just so happened that all of us in our group all of our name starts with S. The Shanta, the Sindhis, the Sharmis, we have 2 Sister Shanta and also me, Savitan. So we are the groups of S here. Let's start off with Sister Shanta. Sister, are you here?
Yes, Sairam.
So the first question is, let me just go back to the question. First question is, how will you practice honesty, integrity, and love? And the second question is, what are the challenges in expressing the truth? Okay. Go ahead, sister.
Sairam, for the first question, I have already, what I have said earlier, I have said your conscious is your guru. When we are in this world practicing, the worldly truth, not the absolute truth is God, we know super consciousness. Worldly truth, it's more, our conscious is more our guru. That's what I said.
And how does the
and the other one is
yeah.
because in my case, of course, how I manage this, for the first question, my answer is, Swami has also talked of Pirikarana Suddhi, or harmony of thought, word and deed. So if I practice that in my life, I will somehow or other go up to that goal. I mean, practicing that truth in thought, word and deed.
Okay,
Sai
thank you.
Ram, brother.
How about the second question?
Second question, the challenges.
Yeah, correct. The challenges.
Challenges. When we live in this world, there are so many now. Certain circumstances we cannot. We feel that we cannot come out with the truth. So there are challenges to practicing the truth in our. But we must always try to overcome that and strictly follow Swami's teachings. But there are challenges in our life when we go to practice this truth in certain circumstances. Sai Ram, brother.
Sai Ram. Okay.
Saram,
Sister
Kapitan, can I ask
good.
Sister Shanta? Just now when she said, it's true what she said, certain truth we can't proceed because of circumstances, as she said. But I think certain truth like we can say in a nice or gentle way, but in real life we cannot enforce because the other party might not be ready or they cannot just accept the truth. That's what I understand. I don't know whether Shanta will agree or not. Sai.
Now there was a story where Swami had said that about a hunter chasing a man or a animal, and it went somewhere near to the forest, and there was a Swami or a sadhu practicing, and he saw the animal or the man coming and hiding somewhere. But when this man, the hunter, came and asked him, he didn't want to reveal the truth. He just kept quiet. Because in that circumstances, if he had told the truth, the hunter would have killed the animal or the man. So I think that there are circumstances where you cannot come out with the truth. Many of us know this story. Sai Ram, brother. Sai Ram. Sai Ram, brother. Did you hear what I say? Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, yes.
Yeah, Sai Ram, sister, we can hear you.
So
Okay.
I hope you heard that story that I told you just now. There's in certain circumstances, even though he was a sadhu practicing meditation, when that animal came and when he saw, but he couldn't come out. In those circumstances, if he had come out with the truth, he would that animal would have been killed. So
Yeah.
there are circumstances like that where you cannot come out with the truth.
All right. Thank you, Sister Shanta. Sister Cindy, would you like to share? Are you here, sister?
Yes, I am. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
So I had said that if I was more mindful and aware of the values and vibrating the energy of those values, it will bring me closer. It will bring us closer to our true self. So constantly being aware and choosing consciously to respond with the values of honesty, integrity, and love That was the answer to the first question. And I guess the challenge in that is to not be carried away, to be able to stay mindful consistently. And therein lies the challenge. And usually for me is when I get carried away with emotions of a situation. So at all times, remembering and being mindful of the energy I'm vibrating. Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you, Sister Cindy. Sister Sharmini?
Sairam, brother. Yeah, so with regards to the honesty, integrity, and love, right? Swami has already told us many times, watch our words, action, thoughts, character, and the heart. And he's also given us the 9-point code of conduct, which is caters to the yogas that you were talking about, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Karma Yoga. So if we really analyze the 9-point code of conduct, all limbs are covered there. So it caters for those who are more emotional or more intellectually oriented or more active and dynamic in action. So I feel all this helps orient my compass and it points north, these guides. And so the values are a natural byproduct of all these sadhanas that I practice. So that's the first question. And then coming to the second question, we all know the world is full of distractions, and this kind of affects the mind. And the main challenges are our desires and attachments and aversions. So we develop all this so easily, and then we stray away from the path. So these are some of the challenges that come in the way, actually. So that's how I feel. Thank you, Brother Sairam.
Okay, Sairam. Okay, and then we have Sister Santa. Are you here, Sister? Okay, so Sister Santa said that Seva actually helps her to foster these values of honesty, integrity, and love. And she finds it is a challenge for her. I think most of us can resonate with her point that especially when Sairam, sister, are you here? I can't see you. Okay, but anyways, so what she says is that it's as if you are emitting, like Sister Cindy said, you are emitting the values and you're emitting the honesty, integrity, and love, but people around you are not. So it feels like a challenge that others don't have the same understanding. So that is why we should take it up as a point for us to move forward and share this love to others, because someone shared that love to us. Swami has shared that love to us. Swami showed us what true compassion is. And he's still with us, still showing us that moment to moment. So similarly, we can be the conduit of light. We can be this conduit of love and peace and compassion. And we can show this to others around us as well and make that necessary change around us. So to expect change to happen just like that, it's going to take, it might not even happen, but we can be the source of that change. And that is what we practice in Jyoti meditation. And that's what we focus on in Jyoti meditation. Part of Jyoti meditation, the Swami gives so much of importance for Jyoti meditation is because the level of manifestation that can take when one practices Jyoti meditation, not just at the level of the gross body, but in your subtle bodies as well, and up to your own experience of the Atmic consciousness within you. And you can also see the changes in the people around you as well. And by achieving this Trikarma Shuddhi, which Sister Shanta mentioned earlier. So thank you everyone for sharing your thoughts. Just to highlight laziness here, which Sister Shanta mentioned, I think that's something we can also resonate. Sometimes laziness can be not only spiritual fatigue or spiritual lethargy, but it can also mean your physical and mental. So really being mindful, as Sister Cindy mentioned earlier. and watch out for distractions, so that you focus on what is really important. It reminds me of Warren Buffett's. So Warren Buffett, he's a billionaire, and he has this 5-25 rule. And 5-25 means that you list down 25 goals or purpose in this life, whatever you have in your mind, list down the 25 in a hierarchical order. And he said, you just circle the top 5. The remaining 20 are all distractions. Just throw it away and focus on the 5. So similarly, that's what Sister Sharmini said, the world is full of distractions. And the most important is for us to watch. And Swami has given us the 9 points codes of conduct as well. So hopefully we can all use that, this guidance or this path, just as Brother James mentioned, the truth from his experience of truth. And this will actually prove as a compass for us. Okay, moving forward, we move to the next Namavali. Sister Geeta, would you like to?
Question. I think just now the passage they mentioned, I think we have to discuss like, I think it's written there, one sentence that you didn't mark, which is, if you are very careful, you look at it, to experience the highest bliss from self-realization. That is very important. To experience highest bliss from self-realization. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that one is somewhere near the bottom.
Yeah, it's here. I've really highlighted the highest bliss from this realization.
But you didn't go into detail of it. What does it mean by highest bliss and realization? And the other one is your top part. The truth, seeking truth, go beyond intellectual understanding. We got mind, we got intellect, and then that is beyond. These 2 things we didn't actually discuss here. That is actually very, very powerful. That actually talking about the highest level. Maybe you can open. What do you mean by beyond intellect? And what do you mean by bliss?
Yeah, maybe Brother James can help us. What do you understand by this, Brother James? Beyond intellect, beyond mere intellectual. Because I think we have been discussing this for many times throughout multiple satsangs already. So go ahead, Brother James. What do you think is very important about the beyond intellectual? Because you cannot describe what is, in my understanding, you cannot describe what is beyond intellectual.
Yeah. So when you practice
discussing that, I feel in that way. So in terms of no matter how much I try to tell you, I'm still using my intellectual mind to explain what is beyond intellectual. So that is why I feel it's purposeless to try to explain something which can't be explained. You understand what
I understand what you're talking about. So I'd like to share, like, Swami recommend 3 things: honesty, integrity, and love. That is all the sadhana we do, right? All the sadhana we do. And then you will practice meditation in the end, because Swami said in Patanjali Yoga, the 8th step, right? The last 3 steps before self-realization, which is bliss, you have to do like concentration, contemplation, and meditation. We all have to do. Even Suresh also say, maybe now we start with seva, start with bhajan, start with devotion. But as you evolve spiritually, you will come to that level. You will automatically go into that level, because that is before self-realization, before samadhi. So let me share what is beyond intellectual, some of the experiences. Like, you can sometimes see the future. That is actually beyond mind, beyond intellect. You just know, And then, of course, if you are meditating for many years, sometimes you experience the silent, the bliss, which you can't explain to others, right? Because that few seconds or 1-2 minutes you experience the bliss is covered the whole day. And it's a different kind of, like, the world is the same, but your feeling for the day is totally different. You just love it and enjoy it and happy. for the whole day, you know. So that is something of the why when you experience the bliss, you have that. But because that one is a blessing, you know, it's a big blessing. It's His grace that you can experience it. Then, like, you know, sometimes you experience like divine vision, like when the Soa meditation was given to us, it was through divine vision, telepathic. You're not trained to be that, but it just come, you know, your energy lights tell you, oh, something is coming, you just write down everything. So this is also beyond intellect. It's not that you can own it or you can do it. You have to do your sadhana to reach a certain level where all this will be beyond intellect, beyond mind. And then also, like, you have reached that level, but then at times that God would like to talk to you, give you certain instruction. You heard God's voice, you know. So this one all are beyond your understanding, beyond your expectation. This is what God, His blessing to give you the experience that is beyond intellect. Sairam.
Sairam, Brother James. Thank you for sharing that, Brother James. I might have a different take on this. I feel that what you've mentioned just now, some of it are siddhis, powers which you develop, and that is still within your intellectual understanding. Because if you can understand that, like you mentioned, I just take one example, foresee the future, so you can intellectualize that is the future. So it is still beyond, it's not beyond intellectual understanding, because you can still use your mind to intellectualize it. That's why you can understand that it is current, present, and then it is the future which is going to happen later on. So I think that is maybe, I'm not sure, but in my understanding, I feel still that is within the realm of intellectual understanding. But the truth here means that beyond intellectual understanding. But you can, of course, you are right also in a way that maybe the human intellectual understanding, you know, like everything has to come from books, and there's nothing about fantasy, and so there's you know, like people cannot communicate with you, and you cannot get divine revelations. So maybe in that sense, I think, yeah, maybe it's right in that sense, I guess. But my understanding is, if something is given to you through any form, and if you are using your mind, which goes and deciphers it in your brain, so it is still a form of intellectual understanding.
Actually, what you say is partly true. In the world, there are people who specialize and train certain yogi power. But this thing happened from experience without any expectation or any desire. So it's purely divine experience. You understand what I mean? Like, for example, seeing the future, I don't desire to see the future, but it just happened. And I never trained my mind to do it. It just happened. You know what I mean? I mean, we can train our mind to a certain level. We can even bend the metal and all that. I think that you know, you know, right? Certain yogi power, we can do. Some people even can, like we read the Himalaya, a lot of experience where people can travel to certain distance, you know, without walking or something like that. That is certain yogi power where you can train. But just now what I share is something that it just happened, right? It's not trained to be like that. It's just that when you reach the level, certain things will happen, which is beyond your understanding. Sairam. Maybe some of them can add more.
Sairam, brother.
Sairam, brother.
This, I'm looking at it not from the kind of intellectual people we are supposed to be. I'm looking at those people who are in the very hard-working menial workers somewhere in the labor lines, maybe in the estate, and you go and find this Pearl. This Pearl is an outstanding person who leads a very honest, he treasures integrity, and he's full of love. He looks after his parents, his old parents. He does menial work. He has satisfaction in his face. He doesn't think of anything, but he serves his parents and he serves his neighbors. He's full of love. And this is what I think is, he has aligned his thoughts or his way of living with honesty, integrity, and love. He doesn't move even an inch from that honesty, integrity, and love. He's so loving to God as he loves his parents, and he moves with those principles, and it comes to him naturally. He's such a wonderful man, this man, really. He's a wonderful man. And what I'm saying is, he is respected by everybody in the estate as somebody who is a divine soul. So where is the intellectual reasoning in him? There's nothing there. He has literally surrendered himself to this love for God and service to his parents and to his neighbors. And he follows those three elements, and he is moving his life in that way. And you see him at his age, he is such a matured fruit that deserves attention. I'm saying that he's moving towards the goal of being divine. That's what I feel I like to do. That's something which the challenges which he faces as a male worker can be heavy, but he has harmonized himself at that level, and he is such a clean man, a clean face, and it's nice to sit and talk with him, perhaps under a rubber tree, because that's the place where he has his pastimes. So the intellectual part of that doesn't come here at all. It is the love and the natural elements of being honesty, full of honesty and love, integrity. Those are the natural factors which seems to embody him as wanting to lead his life no matter who says what. And he loves it. So that's his direction. He has brought himself to do that. Sairam, brother. Sairam, brother.
Sairam, brother. Yeah, I think I'll take over from here. Thank you for sharing, brother. So we'll move on to the next Namavali, which is number 6.
Yes.
Can I have Sister Cindy to read it? Sister Cindy, could you please read it?
Sairam, sure. Namavali number 6 will be Om Śri Sāi Satyaguṇātmane Namaḥ. Salutations to Śri Sāi, who embodies all true qualities. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba is often referred to as Satyaguṇātmane, a Sanskrit term meaning the embodiment of all true qualities. The term Satyaguna highlights the attributes of truth, integrity, peace, love, and morality, qualities that define his philosophy and the path he encouraged everyone to embrace. At the core of his teachings is the principle of truth. Truth is not merely a moral ideal, but a fundamental divine principle that underpins both the universe and human existence. Baba's life is a testament to the power of living authentically and transparently, promoting a lifestyle rooted in honesty and sincerity. He reminds us of the ancient Manusmriti sloka, Satyam Bruyat Priyam Bruyat, Na Bruyat Satyam Apriyam, which means speak the truth, speak in a pleasant way, do not speak the truth in an unpleasant manner. This aphorism highlights the balance between truthfulness and compassion in communication, suggesting that how we convey our messages can significantly impact others. It serves as a guideline for authentic and responsible communication, where the intent is not merely to convey information, but to nurture relationships through a thoughtful and loving approach. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba placed a strong emphasis on a life of ethical conduct, integrity, compassion, and peace. The inner tranquility of a peaceful mind is essential for achieving to the well-being and peace of society.
Thank you, sister. These are the self-reflection questions. The first one is, how will I practice always speaking with the qualities of authentic compassion and truthfulness, and thereby promote peace in my family and society? The second question, Swami is an embodiment of all qualities. Swami resides in all of us. This implies that we too should be an embodiment of all his qualities. How do we know we have imbibed these divine qualities? So these are some of the things that comments that we shared in our group. Can I request Sister Shanta to please share the first and second questions? So, Sister Shanta, are you there?
Yes, Sai Ram, Sister Sai Ram, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you clearly.
So
go ahead, sister.
I have said for the first question, I have said by being aware that Swami is in me and in others. That is to be always aware that Swami resides not only in me, in all of us, in all the others, including animals, trees, and everything. So the oneness, if you practice this oneness of all beings, I think that is what I meant by saying that.
Okay. And the second question, sister?
The second question, I can't see the second question. Can you please?
Oh, the question.
Can you just read? Can you just read the second question to me?
Yes, just 1 minute.
How I practice it? That's what I think I have said. I do my sadhana and seva. I think when I do these things and the practice, that is what I have meant by practicing.
How do we know we have imbibed these divine qualities? That's the second question.
Yes, and I have said yes. Now, if by doing my sadhana, my seva and praying, meditation and all that, I feel that I have come to a certain level and following Swami's teachings. So by doing that, by practicing these things, I am a bit aware that I am going in Swami's direction, in that direction that Swami wants us to be.
Okay, right. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister, for sharing. Thank you. Next, can we have Sister Cindy to share hers?
Sure. So I had said practice. Practice is the only way, and similar to the second Namavali is being mindful, and hopefully with a lot of practice, it becomes a way of life. And how we know we've imbibed these qualities is, I think we can use our emotions as our thermometer. If we feel calm, at peace, and we're able to maintain our equanimity, then it suggests that we're on the right track. Sai Ram.
Yeah. Thank you, sister, for sharing. And myself, what I had shared is when we keep Swami as the background Shruti, like I had given the example of the harmonium or the Tanpura, where we have a background note and then we sing all the bhajans with the different tones and highs and lows and different pitch and rhythm and everything, but there's the harmonium's background note, the Shruti. And when we keep Swami as the background Shruti, holding on to him, I think Brother Suresh Govind in one of the previous satsangs, he had shown someone holding on to the chain in a Ganges river while taking a dip or something like that. So when we hang on to Swami and do our daily activities, then it becomes easier. Everything happens automatically. So that's what I had shared for the first question. And how do we know that we are imbibing these qualities? If there are no mental agitation, it means that we have imbibed the qualities. Similar to what Sister Cindy had said about emotions being the thermometer. So here, if you're mentally agitated, that means there's a restlessness and all that. That means we have not imbibed the qualities. And as far as Sister Santa, I think Sister Santa is not here today. She is someone who does a lot of seva activities. So she said, be humble and noticing what they need and gives me peace and happiness, because she delivers some packaged food stuff, I think, to the needy during festivals or something like that, she said. And she feels very happy giving to others. And this is how she knows that she has imbibed the qualities. And that's all from me. Over to you, Brother Savita.
Okay, thank you, Sister Sharmini. So sorry I had to leave earlier just now. I had a call. Okay. So I think Sister Sharmini has already mentioned regarding the importance of the questions mentioned here. Let me just go back. So about speaking and also the embodiment of all qualities, right? And so how do we bring that up? So I also personally feel that it's very important for us, these qualities that Swami has taught us. And during the National Tamil Sai Convention, where I was fortunate and with Bhagavan's grace was given an opportunity to share in Tamil. So this was a Tamil Sai Convention which took place over the weekend, and I was given the opportunity to share about mental well-being. And mental well-being is not necessarily just about mental, but we're talking about wellness per se, and it's a holistic thing. And one part, Swami says very clearly, there are 5 components if you want to shoo away mental related issues from you. And the first, he says, is ahara, which is your food, the type of food that you take. And then he says your vihara, which is the hobbies that you do. And number 3 is the uchara, the ahara, vihara, yeah. Then you have the your recreational or your lifestyle. Your lifestyle has to change. And then Swami gives the 4th pillar, which is the thinking or the thoughts. In Tamil, we say Yennangal. So that is the 4th pillar. And in the 4th pillar, Swami mentions that the important or the essential component is we need to purify these thoughts that we have. And how do we purify these thoughts? And Swami goes on to say that just by practicing the 5 Satya, Dharma, Prema, Shanti, Ahimsa, just by practicing this, you are naturally, it's a natural process of Chitta Shuddhi. And the final pillar, Bhagavan says, is Uchara. Uchara means your speech. So with all these 5 components, you actually get to step away from being affected by mental illnesses. This is what Swami has said. And so finally, before we end, let's enjoy this. We are all, it's the 2nd Namavali spoke on truth, and the 6th Namavali that we discussed on also spoke on truth, Satyaguṇātmane Namaḥ. And so we want to also know who is Swami, right? Who is this Satya? And let's listen from Swami himself.
చుక్కలన్నీయు బ్రహ్మ సూర్యుండు ఒక బ్రహ్మ చుక్కలన్నీయు బ్రహ్మ సూర్యుండు ఒక బ్రహ్మ చంద్రుడన్నను బ్రహ్మ జలము బ్రహ్మ స్వర్గమన్నను బ్రహ్మ వైకుంఠమది బ్రహ్మ తల్లియు బ్రహ్మయే తండ్రి బ్రహ్మ భాగ్యం వది బ్రహ్మ వాలక్ష్యమది బ్రహ్మ జీవించుటది బ్రహ్మ జీవి బ్రహ్మ పుట్టించునది బ్రహ్మ పోషించునది బ్రహ్మ పుట్టించునది బ్రహ్మ పోషించునది బ్రహ్మ గిట్టించునది బ్రహ్మ గృహిణి బ్రహ్మ కాలమంతయు బ్రహ్మ కాయంబు బ్రహ్మ ప్రకృతి అంతయు బ్రహ్మ మన ప్రేమ బ్రహ్మ సర్వమును బ్రహ్మ ఈ సభయు బ్రహ్మ సత్యమును తెలుపునట్టి ఈ సాయి బ్రహ్మ ఇంతకంటెను వేరెత్తి ఎరుగపరతు సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులారా సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులారా
So perhaps I can end with one of the lines from the poem just now, which goes like this: nothing more to know than this. That's so powerful. There's nothing more to know than this. That is I is Brahma. And all of us are Brahma. And everything that we see and all, whatever we experience is after all you. The formless you. The truth. With that, Sairam, thank you. Back to you, Brother Billy.
Well, thank you, Dr. Sabitan and members of Group 2 for sharing the Namawali. Okay, we have another 2 more minutes. Any comments or feedback? So the thing is that, like what earlier mentioned, truth can only be experienced, okay? It is difficult to explain what is truth. We normally relate truth to honesty, integrity, you know. But to really understand the truth is, you need to experience it. And to experience it, you need to do the sadhana that Swami wanted us to do, okay? In fact, we can have a touch of truth, okay, by understanding that we are now breathing. We do not control our breathing, okay, but we are breathing, okay, and our heart is beating. So there is a divine energy inside us that makes our hearts beat, our blood flow, and this force inside us, the invisible force, is also in everyone. And we call this force God, Supreme Intelligence. And perhaps this is the truth, okay? And the way to realize this is focus on your breathing, okay? And when you breathe in, say so. When you breathe out, say hum. And so we say that if you do so hum regularly every day, you will one day realize the truth. So with that, thank you everyone, and we look forward to seeing all of you next week. And next week will be presented by Group 3, okay? Group 3.